Hey, if you're a marketing agency, in this training, I'm going to show you exactly how our agency got 80 new clients every single month, month over month, spending less than $110 per month on softwares. And I'm going to show you how to do it at scale live in one of our webinars that we just recently shot. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. So once again, I'm going to show you guys 3 secrets that got my agency 80 new paying, by the way, guys. That is people whipped out their credit card and paid us. Okay. These are not just regular leads that we got. These are not people who booked an appointment. These are people who whipped out their credit card and paid us money for our services. Okay. Every single month. And I'm going to show you guys how to do the exact same thing faster and without any sales skills or large investments. Are you guys cool with that? You guys cool if I show you how to do that? Okay. Now, I want to go through, once again, quick agenda for today. First thing is we're going to go over some mindset, okay? Because to understand how this process works, you really need to understand the backstory, okay? Then I'm going to go over secret number 1. I'm going to show you guys how to craft an offer so irresistible that you actually don't need to sell anything. People will just come to you and want to buy, right? That means your product is just so good. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to create traffic to get your first 12 clients in the next 30 days and then double that number every month after that, okay? Then I'm going to show you guys how to spend less than $110 in the next 30 days to make this all work, okay? Now, really quick, okay? This will not work for you if you don't actually put the work into the system. This will not work for you, flat out, okay? This will not work for you if you're trying to create a get-rich-quick agency. It just doesn't work, okay? This will not work for you if you believe in a 2-hour work week. If you think that you're just going to work 2 hours a week and you're going to be able to do this, this will not work for you. Jump out of here right now. It's not for you. Okay. This will not work for you if you don't want to invest in software. We are in 2024, people. Software is everything. Makes life easier, speeds up time, it increases your sales. It does exponential things for you. Okay. And a disclaimer here to make sure that everybody understands that you will not get 80 clients in your first month doing this. Okay. I've been doing this I did this one strategy for about like 3 years, okay? And it takes a couple of months to even ramp up and get kind of acquainted with this whole system. So do not think that you are going to just jump out of here and in the next 30 days close 80 clients. I'm going to show you how I did it. I'll show you results and I'll show you stats, but you will not do that. Are you guys cool with that? Am I fair? Is that fair enough? Drop a number 1 in the chat. Just want to make sure I'm honest and I set proper expectations for everybody in the room, okay? Because I don't want you messaging me 30 days later saying, Chad, I don't have 80 clients, okay? All right, now that that's out of the way, let's quickly understand the backstory to all of this. And I'm going to go through this really, really quick, okay? And the reason why I want to go through this is because I know that most of you are probably in the same situation as this right here, okay? And in fact, I want to just kind of feel the room out really quick. This is, by the way, where I started my marketing agency, social agency, on September 13th, 2009. Just like many of you, I was in my room at my parents' house with a computer and a chair. How many of you guys are literally at home with a computer and a chair doing this agency thing? Drop a number 3 in the chat. I just want to see who you are. Let me feel the room out really quick. Okay, a lot of you guys. There's literally hundreds of you guys. Okay. Let me fast forward. So I went, and I'm just going to go through like many years so we can get through this really quick. And then we're going to go straight into the strategy, okay? I went from this, and I'm going to fast forward 4 years, okay? How many of you guys, just once again, I like to see that. I like to see this in the chat. Drop in the chat how long your agency has been open for. Drop, say 2 months, 6 months, 3 years, whatever it is, right? Matt said 3 years. Robert said 3. Matt said 2 years. Francos said 3 years, 4 months, 4 years, 20 years, William said. 3 years, 2 months, 3 months, 1 day, 6 months, 2 years, 8 months, 10 months. Guys, there's hundreds of you on here, and this is a lot, okay? Now, I want you to, I'm fast forwarding 4 years of my life. Okay. So do not take this lightly. This is 4 years later after you see that picture of a computer and a chair. Okay. 4 years later, I opened my first office. And in fact, the reality is this actually wasn't my first office. Okay. I didn't pay for this office. My good friend had an attorney office. He was an immigration attorney, and this was the front of his office. And I remember coming there one day and saying to hi to him, and he had like this little section in the front, maybe like 200 square feet, right? Super small, two little rooms. And I basically, and it was empty. And I basically, dude, like, what are you doing with this space? Like, do you want to barter? Can I take this space and maybe do something in return? And that's what happened. I made a deal with him. I was basically doing SEO and managing his social media. And in return, he gave me space in the front for free. So I was literally in this. This is August 2nd, 2013. This is 4 years later. Okay. And by the way, I will show you guys revenue numbers so you can put this into perspective, because some of you guys are probably like, well, Chad, how much money did you make before you got your own office? I'm going to show you guys everything. Okay. I'm going to whip the curtains back. We're going to go through this together. Okay. Now, but I want you to understand context so you can understand time frames, because it's super important for expectations here for this strategy. All right. This is year 4. Okay. Year 4. This is my office, and you can see through that window, that little window, that's my first employee that I hired. Her name is Angie. Okay. And basically, she was my first person that was doing fulfillment. I got to the point in my agency where I was literally selling enough to the point where I needed to become the full-time salesperson and not do any fulfillment anymore. Keep in mind, guys, this is 2013. There was no white label fulfillment companies, at least none really that I knew of. Okay, that was doing this at scale. Like, you guys have a big advantage. You have dash clicks, right? You have a massive advantage. You don't need to worry about fulfillment. You just need to worry about sales. Okay. Then, this was, somebody said the bank robber. Alan, you know the story. Yeah, this was the first fronter that I hired. This was the first like sales person that I hired. And basically, my process was back in the day. Yeah, somebody said, Bruce, yes. So some of you guys have been with me for a while. This is Bruce, right? So Bruce back in the day was basically going into every single business in the area. He was walking in with a little booklet, okay? And he was basically going and getting their information. We run a report for them, right? And then I would jump on a sales call with them and sell them, right? So that's what Bruce was doing, okay? This is year 4, all right? It was just me, Angie, and Bruce. I was doing the actual closing. Angie was fulfilling all of our orders, and Bruce was going out literally on the street, collecting information, running reports for people, kind of like an Insta report, right? And then basically I was just going over the report and doing the sale and closing deals. Okay, that's what I was doing. And at this point, I was selling deals for about $3.99 a month. I was selling a package called brand management. It was $399 a month, $199 one-time setup fee. And it was for a 6-month contract. And I was banging like maybe 10 or 20 of these every single month. I got really good at it. Okay. But things scaled again. So if you look at the dates here, year 4, August 2nd, 2013, year 5, October 20th, 2014. So about 1 year later, this is really my first office. Okay. And this was like a 2,000 square foot office, right? And you can see like my branding is all over the place, social agency, right? Website design, online marketing, and printing, right? We were doing printing back in the day too. So this was my office, and this is what it looked like, right? I started filling it up. I started hiring, right? So you can see this is my fulfillment team. I thank God, and I put prayers on each and every single one of you. This is the worst thing to do was me hiring fulfillment people. It just bogged down my entire agency. I probably would have grown 10 times quicker if I didn't have to hire all of these people, get all their computer equipment, train them, fire them if they were not doing a good job, maintain them, keep them updated with all the new Google algorithms and Facebook changes and all this stuff happening, right? Like, I had to literally manage these people. Then I hired a sales team. I hired commission-only sales reps. You can see even like there's little maps on the walls next to them. Each one had their own territories that they were calling. We were co-calling. Right, we had a conference room. We had a bunch of people in our office. We were doing videos. This is kind of when we started getting into doing like videos a little bit more, right? That's my office, my personal office, and this is our sign from outside. So this is like our first legitimate office. This is like a brick and mortar marketing agency that you can see. I think in this marketing agency, we probably had about maybe like 12 to 15 people full time on staff. And this is, by the way, I don't know if you guys understand what it's like to hire somebody, but each one of these employees, probably making between 30 to 50, 60K a year, right? So do the math, okay? At this point, our agency was successful. We were starting to really see some traction, right? So then fast forward again. Okay, we went from year 5, October 20th, 2014, to now October 1st, 2016. So 2 years, 2 year gap. This is our brand new office. We opened another office and expanded even more. This is I think this is one of our Christmas parties. I don't know what this was, but one of our parties that we have where we're all hanging out, drinking beers, eating, and just doing work, hanging out during the day, right? It's got really cool. So once again, hired more people, brought on more staff, bigger office, bigger team, right? We kept growing, right? We even opened a call center, which was really cool. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that here soon. And then on February 17th, I had a dream. Literally. I was like, dude, we are scaling. We need something to manage all of our customers at scale, right? And that is when we created this. Does anybody know what this is? Can anybody guess what this is? Go ahead, drop it in the chat. Guess, what do you think that this is, right? What is this? What on earth is this? This is literally me. This is in 2017. You can see literally on the bottom left of the screen, Marketing Station V1.3, 2017, social agency, all rights reserved. This is the first version of what I thought DashClicks was going to look like, right? This was my DashClicks. Now, keep in mind at the time, I knew nothing. I did not think we were going to launch DashClicks, right? We were just a marketing agency that was crushing it, and we needed a way to scale, and we wanted a dashboard for our customers to log in and like see all their metrics and leads and all that stuff. So it would help us with reporting, and we just needed a place called home, right? We needed software, right? So I basically wired this up. I wired this up, and and then in 2018, my dream became a reality, and we launched version 1 of DashClicks, right? This is what V1 looks like. Most of you guys have never. How many people in here have seen V1? Drop a number 1 in the chat. How many people were in version 1 of DashClicks, right? Drop a number 1 in the chat for me. I want to know who my OGs are, right? Sarah, Jay, Jason, Michael. All right, cool. So a couple people in here. Version 1 of DashClicks, right? And then year 10, okay, this is now, we launched DashClicks, okay? We started getting a couple thousand people signing up to DashClicks. And by the way, just some context of the story. When we launched DashClicks, we were launching DashClicks for ourselves, and then I met with my CTO, and I said, Carlos, we need to change things because I think this is so cool that other agencies would want to use it too. And that's when we released a public version called DashClicks, right? And this is what you're looking at right here. Then that started going really well. 10 years later from when I opened my marketing agency, this is July 21st, 2019. I get a call from my partner. I'm out of the country, and he's like, Chad, the office next door is moving upstairs and the entire space is empty. Do you want to buy it? Right? Or do you want to lease it? Sorry, we're leasing. And I was like, screw it, dude, let's do it. We'll break down the wall and make it happen. And that's exactly what we did. We broke down the wall and doubled up on space. And sure enough, we added more space, more employees, more offices, more teammates. We just kept growing. We kept scaling. This is the second half to the office, right? And then on January 10th, fast forward even more, 2022. Okay, this is 13 years now in this marketing agency software game. We launched version 2 of DashClicks, which is what all of you guys are using today, right? This is version 2 of DashClicks, right? So you can see, guys, when I tell you, like, this business thing is not an overnight thing. You're not going to become successful overnight. And at the end of this webinar, for all you nosy people, just like me, who want to actually see all my revenue numbers from those years, I will show you all of my revenue numbers so you can equate to the revenue that went into what we were actually doing. Okay, so stay till the end and I'll show you guys the slides from my revenue. Okay, is that cool? And then fast forward, this is kind of current day, just some top level stats here, right? So now, like, I'm the teacher. I went from learning to being the teacher. I'm on here with all of you guys, and I'm teaching you how to do it now, like over a decade later, which is actually pretty cool, right? I'm making a difference. Like, hopefully, like, how many of you guys have taken any of my trainings or courses or learned anything from any of my webinars in the past that has really just either help you close a deal, help you make more money, help you grow your agency? Like, how many of you guys, just drop a number 3 in the chat for me if that's you. And if not, hopefully this will be your first one for those of you guys who this is your first time on a webinar with me. Okay. I'm changing lives. I have people messaging me all day. We have 30,000 global users, agencies across the world in DashClicks. We have full-time employees. We're floating around 100 full-time employees at DashClicks. We have our HQ office, which is the office that I'm in right now, plus remote. We're located in about 5 different countries, spread out. I have my beautiful family. I actually just had another son, so I have 3 kids now. I have my dream car. I'm super into cars, if anybody knows me personally, right? So, like, this is 13 years later. And by the way, guys, I'm not showing you this to brag in any way, shape, or form. I'm simply showing you that your dreams can really become a reality. And I'm living proof of that. I went from this picture that you're seeing right here at the beginning all the way to speaking on stage in front of hundreds and thousands of people, right? And teaching people flying out from all over the world to our headquarters in DashClicks and teaching them how to grow their agency, right? So hopefully what I'm about to share with you, obviously these 3 secrets that resulted in my success, hopefully you can see that I'm somewhat trustworthy to be able to share some advice with you guys. Okay. Does that make sense? Are you guys okay if we just dive straight into it? Drop a number 5 in the chat. Let's make it rain in the chat. Make it rain in the chat for me, guys. Go crazy in the chat. Everybody get up really quick from your seat. Go ahead and get up and just jump, shake it off. Let's get ready to rock and roll because we're about to get into some serious strategies and tactics here. Okay. One thing I do recommend doing is maybe grabbing a notepad. So take like 10 seconds, go grab a notepad, or if you're on a computer, whip open your notes app or whatever it is that you use. Okay, because we're going to get into the nitty gritty here. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So secret number 1, how to craft an offer that's so irresistible that you don't need to sell anything and people will just buy from you. Right. Because as salespeople, that's really what we want. We don't want to be like this cheesy salesperson, right? We don't like it. How many people don't like shoving offers down their clients' throats, right? They just, don't you wish that people would just come to you with credit card in hand and buy? Like, that's what we all want, right? So here's a cool stat. This is by HubSpot. 42% of sales pros say prospecting is the hardest part of their job. The rest say it's closing, about 36%, or qualifying their leads, which is about 22%. Okay, so this is a big study that HubSpot did. And I thought these were really cool metrics, and they'll make a little bit more sense as we go through this. Okay. Now, keep in mind, guys, prospecting is literally the first domino that needs to be tipped over, or else basically all else fails. Okay. But prospecting only works with a strong offer. Now, you have to understand something. If you are not prospecting, then you're having 0 conversations, which means if you're having 0 conversations, you are not selling anything, which means if you're not selling anything, you're not generating any revenue for your business. And if you're not generating any revenue for your business, you are not growing financially, mindset, whatever it is that you think growth is, you're not growing. Okay, flat out, right? Revenue attributes to growth. And that's what we need here as business owners. This is not a game. We are not in kindergarten playing basketball, right? This is a business, and single one of you needs to make money in order to grow your business. That's the way life works, okay? So do you guys understand? Are you guys on the same page here? Drop a number 3 in the chat if you are, right? Okay, we all understand that, right? Okay, cool. We're big boys and girls. Great. Awesome. Let's keep going. Right now, here's where most people fail at prospecting. It's not because they aren't good at it. It's because their offer isn't of any value, literally. Okay, so let's go through how to create an irresistible offer that literally bleeds value. The first thing is the offer has to actually stand out and be 100% unique. Please don't do the like standard, like, oh, you want a free consultation type thing as an offer? Like, no one wants a free consultation. No one consults with people for free anymore. They know they're going to be sold. Don't use that bull crap. People don't buy into it, and it's horrible, right? Don't call people or email people and offer them a free consultation or anything of that sort. That shit does not work, okay? Okay, the value of what they're getting has to be worth more than the price that they're actually paying. Okay, I'm going to repeat that to make sure that makes sense with you guys. The value of what they are paying has to be worth more than the price that they actually pay. Okay, so you have to give them something far more valuable than what they're actually paying in order for it to make an easy sale, in order for it to be an easy sale, right? Number 3 is the prospect has to get it delivered fast. Plus, without you spending any time on it, so it doesn't cost you anything. Okay. 4, the hook has to reel people in within the first 5 seconds. Okay, because if I'm cold calling you, I literally have 5 seconds to speak before you hang up on me. If I'm sending you an email, you're probably not going to read past the first line or two, right? If I'm sending you a DM, you're probably not going to read past the first line or two, right? Or you might not even open it because the first line is the only thing that's seen in the inbox itself without actually opening it, right? So whatever way you're using to prospect, if you're using video marketing, you have the first 5 seconds to get your message across. If you're running paid ads, your first line better be the most badass hook ever, right? Because you literally have 5 seconds to get somebody interested, probably even less than that, okay? Does that make sense, guys? Everything here resonating, right? And 5, the initial offer has to connect with the first step of your value ladder, okay? It has to, okay? So let's look at what a no value offer actually looks like. Let's actually use some examples, right? So some of you guys are probably doing this. And if you are, please say me in the chat, right? And it's not to offend anybody. It's to be vulnerable and be honest with yourself so we can learn. Are you guys doing this? Hey, I'm calling from XYZ agency and was wondering if you're interested in getting more leads. How many of you guys are doing that right now in the form of a cold call or an email or a DM or something like that, right? Say me in the chat, right? Just be honest. Say me. I was doing that shit for years until I realized it didn't work, right? If you're not honest with yourself, well, you're not going to be able to improve, right? So just say me. Go along with it. Hey, my name is Bobby. Who's in charge of your marketing for your company? Come on, people. Like this, really? Come on, right? Hey, I wanted to see if you were interested in getting an additional 432 leads in the next 24 hours. Really? You guys think that this stuff still works? Like this is like 1980s stuff, right? When the internet maybe just came out. This stuff doesn't work anymore, right? The right approach is not to come off sales driven at first, okay? It really is not to come off sales driven at first, okay? So you don't want to sound like this guy. You want to sound like this guy, okay? This is how you want to sound. Like somebody that loves you, not somebody that wants to say, oh my God, I just made a sale, run your credit card and run away, right? Don't be that guy. People don't enjoy being sold. They actually hate it. How many of you guys like when you walk into a car dealership being attacked by a salesperson, or when you walk into to go look for a new bed, that mattress salesperson runs at you and you're instantly you're like, oh God, I got to deal with this asshole now that's running up to me, right? People don't like that. People like distance. They like to want something and then be sold, right? And that's what we're going to show you how to do. So here's an example of a high value offer. All right. Hey, I'm calling from Bobby's marketing agency, and our team just created you a brand new website for free. Who can I send the preview link to? Hey, my name is Bobby. I just created you a fully functional website for your business for free. Where can I send the preview link to? Hey, I just want to see if you're interested in viewing the brand new website I just created for your company. Like, do you guys understand like the difference between what you're saying and how it's resonating with that other person on the other end of the phone? All right, you guys getting this? Say, drop a number 2 in the chat if you're getting this. We're just at the beginning here. Okay, stay with me. All right, cool. I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Remember what I said about engagement, guys? I see your names. I will call you out if you are not engaging. Okay, 2 in the chat if it's resonating with you. Make it rain in the chat. Let's go, people. Sometimes it's even cooler when you drop the same number like 1,000 times. That really amps me up when I see the chat go crazy. Thank you. Thank you very much. I see you now. Okay, awesome. All right, let's keep going. By the way, guys, I'm going to show you guys obviously how to fulfill the website within seconds toward the end. I'll go through like my whole workflow, okay? Now let's talk about the sales psychology behind this. One, obviously, we said this. Nobody likes to be sold, and everyone loves free. Builds trust, it builds credibility, and it builds authority up front. You don't sound like a sleazy salesperson. Okay, delivering a visual product that's custom for business, right? That's custom for their business before the sale will skyrocket your conversions. I'm going to repeat that because it was stuttering. It was so exciting. All right. Delivering a visual product that's custom for their business before the sale will skyrocket your conversions. Okay. Creating hooks like this in your offer leave people wanting more information. People get thrown off by something like that. If I call you and I'm like, hey, dude, I just built you a free website, free 30-page website. I want to send you the preview link. You got a second? You're like, what? What are you talking about? What do you mean you just built me a website? Hooked. Now we can have a conversation. Versus like, no, I'm not interested. Thanks. We already have somebody doing marketing. Click. Right? You're opening up the doors. And this is when you're doing this at volume, guys, this changes the game. Okay. Another cool stat, this is by Salesforce. 51% of top sales pros focus their efforts on relationship building, right? 51%. Okay, some cool stats I'm sprinkling in here. All right, this secret offer strategy resulted in one, not needing to be the top salesperson in the world, right? Two, not needing to be pushy or salesy during the call, not having to deal with dozens of rebuttals, and not having to be super technical or a marketing guru, and not having to close high-ticket deals to brand new prospects that most likely will not buy from you anyways, right? So this is kind of the results that you can expect as you actually start doing this strategy, okay? So this is, by the way, going to come full circle towards the end here when I piece this all in together and show you some real results. Secret number two, traffic, right? So now we understand, well, if I call or email or do all of this, right? Well, how do I actually get this offer, this pitch out into the world, right? Cool, right? So I'm going to show you guys how to create traffic to get your first 12 clients in the next 30 days and then double that number every month after that. That should be your goal if you're doing this at scale and you're moving super fast, okay? So most of you guys are probably like, well, Chad, what does traffic even really mean? And the reality is traffic can be generated from multiple sources. You can do cold calling. You can run Facebook ads. You can do Google ads. You can do LinkedIn outreach. You can do Instagram outreach. You can do Facebook outreach. You can post videos on YouTube. You can do SEO. You can do blogging. You can mass email. You can go to local trade shows. You can go to Facebook groups, right? You can open up a call center, business walk-ins, event speaking. I don't really care what you do. There's, as you can see here, there's probably dozens and dozens and dozens of ways that you can prospect to generate traffic. All right. Now, I'm going to show you guys what I did, okay, here in a second. But I want you to understand something, guys. Simplicity is the secret here. Less confusing and converts higher. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take all the traffic that you're generating and you want to push it to that one core offer. Some of you guys probably have like 30,000 different offers and 5 different bundles and plans and all that. You don't want to do that. You want to focus and take all of your traffic and push it to one offer, and this is going to be the first step in your value ladder. And for those of you guys who don't know what a value ladder is, it's pretty simple. A value ladder is a way to ascend your customers from a low ticket product to higher ticket products along the way. This is exactly what we did in our agency for years. All right. So to make sense of all of this traffic talk, anyone want to see how I generated traffic using a call center? Right? And this is one of the biggest needle movers that we had, right? Drop a number 5 in the chat. Cool. So just to add some context here, here you'll see like 2 little videos. The video on the left is actually a call center in Tijuana, Mexico. So I live in South Florida. I hopped on a plane. Okay, it's a funny story. I hopped on a plane, flew to San Diego, California, parked my car at the Hard Rock Hotel, and took a cab to the border of Tijuana, Mexico, went through the border to Tijuana, Mexico, and opened a damn call center. And there was like probably like maybe like 10 fronters inside of that call center. Okay, how many of you guys would do that? It was pretty scary because when I was in Mexico, the place that I was in wasn't the best place. Okay, fair enough. I did go with somebody who kind of knew the area, so that made it a little bit less. But it was in Tijuana, Mexico. That's where I opened the call center. So the call center you're looking at on the left, that is me. I'm taking a video, and that is kind of me walking into the call center for the first day, right? Kind of meeting some of the reps that we had over there and get kind of just doing some training. We did a hands-on training for the day and setting everything up, right? Then if you look on the right-hand side, this is our actual office that I'm in right now. This is our actual call center where we had closers. This is where we had people actually closing deals. So fronters would be the ones to set up the appointments, get people interested. They were the ones that were doing the pitch. And then closers were the ones that were actually closing the deals. As you can see, there's people literally writing up orders. This is how long ago it was. We used to write physical orders up on order sheets, okay? So that is basically my story of my call center. We also opened a call center in the Philippines as we were testing the Tijuana call center. And believe it or not, the one that we opened in the Philippines was actually one of the best ones that we were using for probably about maybe a year or two. That one was not our call center. It was a call center that was already built. Gil said, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's Gil in the background with the pump doing something weird next to my head. Yeah, we opened one up in the Philippines, we probably had about, I don't know, maybe a couple reps there in the Philippines, on and off between maybe 3 to 5 to at one point we had like 8 or 9 reps. And up and down, just testing different theories, and we just kept testing and iterating and testing scripts and testing people and all that, right? So it was a long journey, as you guys can see. This is, real life footage of it. Okay. So here's what our daily results look like. Finally, once we got like the pitch kind of like dialed in, right? And we started doing this at scale through a call center. These are some numbers that I pulled from our call center in this one was, I'll tell you in a second. So I think this is from the Philippines. Or it might be a hybrid, but we'll find out in a second. So as you can see, this is kind of what it looked like. So every time one of our fronters, basically our appointment setters, we call them fronters, they're just appointment setters, right? So every time one of our appointment setters would call somebody and get them interested in our pitch, they would go and say, hey, interested in a free website, I'd love to send you the link, show you what it looks like. Person would say, sure, send over the link. They'd be like, great. Before I send the link over, one of our account managers usually likes to kind of go over the website with you. What's a good day and time that we can schedule a call to do this? And that's what basically we were doing. It was as simple as that, right? We kept it super simple. We just had the pitch dialed in because we've done it for so long, right? And then that's literally what we did. And as you can see here, Christopher, 11:38 a.m., got a lead, got another lead, 11:44 a.m., 12:11 p.m. And this is kind of what it looked like. Like every couple minutes, we were literally just scheduling appointments, right? And there you can kind of see that there, right? It just kept going, right? And this is, one of the end of the day. So we had like a project manager that would basically like tally up everything, do quality assurance on calls and all that stuff. And this is basically what the end of the day looked like. We had 22 scheduled appointments that day. Looks like out of 3 reps, right? So Armin closed 5 appointments, Jeannie closed 8, and Francisco closed 9 appointments. How many of you guys, if you woke up tomorrow morning and saw 22 booked appointments on your calendar, you'd freak out? How many of you guys would do that? Drop a number 2 in the chat. Drop a number 2 in the chat if you'd literally like freak out, right? So this is what our calendar looked like every day. And then that's how we were able to have a call center with all those reps that you saw previously in this slide on the right-hand side, right? Because we had a bunch of people doing this at scale. We were doing this at scale, guys. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean, just to set expectations, this doesn't mean that you have to do this at scale. You don't need to go out and hire 20 fronters and 20 sales. You don't need to do that, right? You can actually do this yourself. Start doing this yourself, right? Go start booking appointments and close deals. And once you close your first 12 deals, go hire a fronter, reinvest that money into another human that can help you do this and scale it out and do the same thing and do the same thing. And that's, you can see like 13 years, as you showed you guys a journey. That's literally what we did, right? So it's not overwhelming. It just takes time. And I think why most people fail is because they won't put in the time. And that's where you fail. Like people come in, they'll try this thing for a week and they give up. That's it. And then it's like you don't realize like behind the doors like how much money you can really make doing this and how much freedom you can have in your life by being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, right? And having your own agency at scale. By the way, guys, back in the day there was no dash clicks for me. So like aside from just this, like this was the first step in our value ladder where we were actually selling them a website, right? But the next steps we were selling them like SEO and Facebook ads and Google ads and all that stuff as we were going down the value ladder, which we'll do another webinar on. But that's how we would do it. That's how we would kind of scale up, right? We would scale that account up, right? So let me kind of go through um, how the kind of like the 5-step framework that we use for building traffic generating machine, right? This is basically kind of how we built our call center. Once again, you don't need to build a call center and you don't even need to do cold calling. You can take that pitch and do DM, go do something with it, right? But go do something is what I'm saying. How many of you guys right now are going to do something when you leave this so far, like just by hearing me? Drop a number 5 in the chat. How many of you guys are going to do something with this strategy when you leave here? Whether it's you're going to start calling people, you're going to start DMing people, you're going to start walking into people's offices. I don't know. I don't give a shit what you guys do. Just do something with it because, I mean, it works. You'll see my revenue numbers here shortly. This shit works. Okay. So here's kind of the 5-step framework for those of you that wanted to build a call center, right? And what I mean by call center, don't like make it overwhelming. This you can do this by yourself. Okay, so forget about call center. This is if you want to just cold call at scale, okay, by yourself, and then eventually hire people, right? This strategy would work for that. Okay, so the first thing is obviously team building. For obviously for now, just you're building yourself. But this is kind of the position and the structure, right? So we have fronters. Your fronters are appointment setters. It's kind of like a better name for it. We just use fronters and closers because we're old school when we were doing it back in the day. And the fronters' responsibilities are pretty simple. They literally just memorize their pitch and rebuttals, and they have to be conversational, not robotic. You don't want to speak to a robot, right? They would make as many calls as they could in a day, and they would get people slightly interested in your unique offer and then schedule a call for the closer. That's it. They were just doing the pitch. They would have a 5-minute conversation with them to make sure that they were qualified, and then they would schedule a call. And that's all that they were doing. And then the closer's responsibilities was to actually introduce that offer in further detail, right? It was to handle any rebuttals or objections. And then it was to just close the deal and take a payment, right? It was that simple. Now, today, I'm just going to show you guys the fronting side of it because if you're not booking appointments, the reality is you don't even need to worry about closing. Okay, don't even need to worry about closing any deals if you can't get any calls on your calendar, right? Because you have nobody to speak to, which means you can't make any money. All right. So the most important piece to all of this, like the puzzle piece that you need to figure out is the fronting part. Okay. It is the fronters. All right. So once again, you can do this yourself. You don't need to hire people. Okay. First thing is you need data. So let's talk about that really quick. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. Okay, guys. So you have pretty much 3 options. You can either purchase data, you can subscribe to data, or you can scrape data. And I'll give you guys the kind of like the breakdown of how this all works. If you purchase data, you can purchase data records from 1 set all the way up to like 25 cents a record, depending on what type of data you need, where you're buying it from, and all that good stuff, right? You can use companies like Exact Data. There's Info Group USA. There's a lot of data companies that you can just buy hardcore data from, right? We can, if you're targeting, roofers as an example, you can say, hey, I want all the roofers in Florida that make over $1 million, and I need their first name, last name, email address. I want them to be top level CEOs or managers, and I need their phone number and email too, right? And then as you start adding in those data points, the data gets more expensive, right? As you start filtering down and asking for more data, or you can use subscription data, which starts at like 25 bucks a month. There's tons of companies. There is like D7 Lead Finder, which I think starts at like 25 bucks a month or something like that, right? And you can use that to just go out and get data. And the data is not as accurate as it would be if you purchase data, but this is the route that we went because we saved a lot of money doing it. So that's what I would recommend doing. Yeah, somebody said D7 is 50 bucks. So yeah, 50 bucks. There you go. Right. A little secret with D7 is you can also scrape a shit ton of data and then just cancel. Like pay, I think they have like $100 a month plan that you can scrape like hundreds of thousands of data points, or contact, whatever you want to call them. And then you can just do that for like a month and then just cancel it out. And you literally have like an Excel sheet with like 100,000 people that you can call for like $100. So you can do that too. And then you can scrape your own data, where you get like a VA to just go out and like scrape Google Maps and Yelp and all that. I don't recommend doing this. That would be the worst option that you can do. Okay, because it's just not worth it, especially in 2024. Another thing you want to kind of focus on is you want to like make sure you have valid data sources. So like as an example, I think D7 scraped from like Google My Business. I think is probably their main source web, and then they combine it with like website data. So it's pretty accurate, maybe like 80% accurate, right? And then you want to also make sure that they're verified and up to date. So you want to make sure that these data companies are re-scraping, right, and re-verifying their data. I think D7 does that like every 6 months or something like that, which is pretty decent. And then obviously you want to make sure that you can get the business name, phone number, and website. That's usually what you want to do here in this case. Because if you can get their website, then you'll know that their website's shitty or not when you call them. You can literally have your reps open it up and be like, hey, your website's out of date. I built you a new website, right? Or you can say your website's not responsive. I built you a new website. Or you can say, oh, you don't even have a website. You're using like a Google business page, which is horrible for your website, right? There's a lot of ways to go about it. And then obviously you need to basically download it and segment it by industries. Basically means you just need a way to download the data in like a CSV file and then segment it. So like I want my plumbers in this list, I want my roofers in this list, or whatever it is that you're going after, whatever niche, right? So we talked about team building, finding data, and then now we're going to go through dialing software, right? So you have three options here. One, you could take that data and literally hand call them. Normally, these are averages, so don't be that person. Be like, Chad, I made 147 calls yesterday. You're wrong, right? Don't be that person, okay? This is just averages. You can hand dial. An average person can probably hand dial about 150 calls a day, right? Or you can use a power dialer, which will cycle and make one call at a time, and that's usually about 400 calls per day. Or you could use a predictive dialer, and a predictive dialer will dial out like 1,500 calls per day. Now, just some top level stats that you guys should know. Usually, inside of a call center, or not even a call center, when you're calling, period, right? You're probably going to have about a 90% no answer rate, right? Which means 90% of the people will not answer the call. And this is where predictive dialers and power dialers come in because they save you from waiting on the line for those 90% of phone calls, just burning your whole day, waiting for the phone to ring, right? Like a predictive dialer will cycle through 5 channels. It'll cycle through 5 calls at the same time. And then whenever a human connects, it'll get transferred to you in real time. And you can start pitching, right? By doing this, we were able to take a large amount. We were able to have like 100 to 150 conversations per day, right? A human conversation. So imagine doing that pitch 100 times per day per rep, right? Big numbers we're talking about, okay? So one thing, hand dialing is obviously one by one by hand. Power dialers, one by one by software, and predictive dialers is multiple calls at once and also done by a software, right? One thing to note here, just another fun little stat. Some study was done by Rank Group. 69% of buyers accepted a call from new salespeople within the last 12 months, right? So cold calling, guys, still works. I don't care what you say. Some of the biggest industries in the world still cold call. Why do you think they do it? Because it works. Now, people don't like to do it because it's not a fun thing to do. But if you're that person that wants to grow your business and you don't care about what you don't want to do because you're not a baby, then you'll just do it and shut up, right? That's the whole point of business. It's to do the things that you don't like to do in order to grow your business. That's what makes you a good leader. That's what makes you a good CEO. That's what makes you a good business person. And if you're doing stuff that you don't like doing, chances are your competitors are probably not doing it either because they're also lazy. So you'll have a smaller bucket of competition in that traffic source. Okay. We talked about team building, finding data, dialing software. Now let's talk about like the actual pitch and kind of schedule here. By the way, guys, is this resonating with you guys? Is this good? I see it, like we're having like a pretty badass stick rate right now. Can we drop a number 3 in the chat? Make it rain. Take a deep breath. Let me drink really quick. Some pretty cool stuff here, right? We're gonna get to some revenue numbers, and then your eyes will really open. Okay. Step number 1, just pitch. It's that simple. Okay. The fronters will go, they'll do that pitch that I just showed you, and then they get a yes. Somebody's like, yeah, cool, send it over. Send me the preview link. I'll check it out. Right. And then they just do that thing that I told you. Like, okay, cool. Well, every Every time we send a website over, an account manager will kind of go over the website to see if it's something that you like and you want to activate it, right? Let's schedule a quick call. It's like a 15-minute call, right? That all you do is a pitch. This is a tactical sales pitch used to get the prospect slightly interested. Okay. Get a yes. The prospect has to say, yes, I'm interested in hearing more, right? You don't want unqualified calls, right? And then schedule a call directly with the closer at the earliest available time. Big thing here, earliest available time, because if you start scheduling calls like a day, 3 days, the longer you schedule out a call, the more likely chance they will not show up to the call. So if you are doing this yourself, this is what I used to do when I started doing this myself, because I did this myself for months, right? In fact, me and one of my partners in my agency sat inside of our first call center that we built. There was like five cubicles that we built out. And we were like, we're going to open a call center. And he's like, cool. And they were like, all right, cool. What do we do? And we're like, all right, well, we have to figure this out alone. So we both sat there for a couple of months and did this ourselves to figure it out. If you can do this yourself, instead of scheduling the call on Calendly with yourself, just go all the way. If they're interested, just go all the way with the call. Send them the preview link on the spot. Okay. Once again, I'll show you how to do that towards the end of the call here. All right. So we talked about team building, finding data, dialing software, pitch, and scheduling. Now we're going to talk about how to scale. And you're probably going to be like, Chad, this is really crazy, right? It's really simple. Like, this is all we did. There's really nothing crazy. It's the same pitch, same strategy, same list building. All that stuff was the same. All we did was just hire more fronters, right? Make sure then once we did this at scale, we put quality assurance in place to make sure that we're not booking shitty calls on the calendars for the closers, right? You don't want closers, people who you're making you your money, wasting their time with shitty unqualified calls, right? So we put qualification in place, and then you hire more closers as they get booked out. This is keeping it very simple, okay? So once again, hire more fronters. Once you've perfected the system with like one or two fronters, you now have the opportunity to hire more reps and duplicate your process, right? Usually, by the way, guys, just as a side note, I think we were doing like 3 fronters to every closer. So that's kind of the ratio that we were doing. Quality assurance, you want to start listening to recorded fronter calls daily and work directly with your reps on how to get optimal results. If you're doing this yourself, you don't have to worry about that because you're the one making the calls. Okay, and then you want to hire closers, right? You should be the one closing all the deals during this trial period, right? You want to make sure this is working, right? Once you've perfected the system, you can then remove yourself and hire a closer, right? And that's basically the 5 steps, okay? Now, guys, the average close rate for all industries, HubSpot did a research study, is 19%. So if you can book 5 calls and close 1 out of 5 calls, well, you're doing pretty darn good for yourself, okay? Now, here's the results of stacking your offer with traffic, okay? Start scheduling tons of qualified appointments by the masses. You start pitching to people who are actually interested in your offer. You now own a running prospecting faucet in which you can turn on and off as you need more traffic. You have the ability to scale fast without any confusion. You just have a bunch of traffic pushing directly to just one offer. So it's super, super simple. Okay. Now let's talk about the system, like the softwares and the tech on how to make this whole thing work, right? So how to spend less than $110 in the next 30 days to make this all work, right? Here's another cool stat. By the way, I'm just sprinkling random stats in here that I kind of thought were cool, right? Another study done by HubSpot. Salespeople spend 66% of their day on administrative tasks. How effing crazy is that, right? How many of you guys do sales for your business? Put a number 1 in the chat. How many of you guys do sales in your business? Don't you find you guys like in your CRM, leaving notes, doing like follow up, like all of this like administrative kind of tasks that just burns through your whole day when you should be closing deals 100% of the time and making more money, right? This was a crazy stat, right? So, well, yeah, and this was funny too. Did you just say 2/3 of my day, right? That's what it looks like for most of you, right? But what if you could automate the 66% of your day? What if you didn't have to do the admin tasks, okay? And what if you could also automate the core offer at the same time, which is actually building the website, right? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how we built what you are going to think that I'm going to tell you is InstaSites, right? So I'll talk to you through a funny story here in a second, but let's go through a quick process here. So like all you need here is just a scheduling software, $8 a month. Calendly does a trick. That's what we use, right? $8, $10 a month, whatever it is. Okay. Then you need to build a website. Instasites. Dashlix Pro is 99 bucks a month. It comes with Instasites. Okay. And then you put them all into a CRM as you're doing this whole thing, right? And you can automatically, when you're building the Instasite, also send a text message and an email to the person when the site is being built. So you can knock out the automation of like sending them the email, sending them a text message, building the website. Like all of that can be automated completely, okay, by filling out a form. It takes like 5 seconds. All right. And adding it to the CRM is also automated at the same time too. You can add them directly to your CRM. You can create a new deal in your pipeline using deal automations. There's a lot of really cool things that you can use in Dashlix to automate this, okay? Now, all these softwares are less than $110 a month. Okay, it's really, really simple. This is what you need to make this whole thing work. Okay. And then once you want to scale it up, you can get a predictive dialer, right? Something like Call Tools or something like that, which is like another $100 a month if you want to do this at scale. I don't recommend doing that right now. I recommend just doing the easy approach and getting it to work. Okay. Once again, look how simple this is. Step number 1, schedule a call in Calendly. Okay. When someone is interested, your fronters will do this. Step number 2, build a website on Instasites. Just so I make sure I am on the same page with everybody. How many people know what Instasites is and Dashlix? Can you put a number 5 in the chat if you know what it is? Put a number 3 in the chat if you do not know what Instasites is. Okay. I think majority of the people here. There is some people who don't know what Instasites. So in 30-second elevator pitch. Okay. And by the way, guys, do not leave because I'm going to show you guys revenue numbers and I got some freebies for you guys at the end of this call. And I'm going to hang out for some Q&A. So it's going to get really good if you thought it was already good. Instasites is pretty cool. This is a tool that we built in Dashlix. In fact, Instasites was the first software we built before Dashlix was ever open. We built like an internal little software. We called it Instasites. And this is what we used in our call center for our reps. Our reps would go in here, and this is the way that they would build websites for free and send them the preview link. This is the tool that we would use, right? It's available to you inside of Dashlix. We have 333 templates that you can choose from across almost every niche, right? So like literally, if you want to build a website for an accountant, you can go in there, select the accountant template, add their information in, boom, website's built in 5 or 10 seconds. Okay, that's simple. That's how simple it is. That's Instasites. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you can go into Dashlix and go into the left menu and just click on Instasites and you can build the website and go check it out for free. Okay, awesome. And step 3, once again, add to the CRM. Dashlix does this automatically because you want to make sure that you're using a CRM, right? Or you could use Zapier if you want to like zap and do some really cool stuff. We have Zapier as well, which you can actually build Instasites using Zapier. So if you want to go like to the extreme and create some crazy automations, you can do that. Cool. Here's another cool stat. This is one done by Marketing Donut. 92% of sales pros give up after the 4th call, but 80% of prospects say no 4 times before they say yes. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to repeat that one time. Make sure everybody understands what I just said. 92% of sales pros give up after the 4th call, but 80% of prospects say no 4 times before they say yes. Okay? Little riddle for you. Riddle me that. Okay? Make sure your follow-up game is strong. All right. Let's have some fun. Who wants to see, okay, who wants to see what using these exact frameworks did for my company, Social Agency? Who wants to see? You want to have some fun with me? Right? Say yes in the chat. Cool. Let's go through some revenue numbers. All right. 2015, we did 588,000 in sales. By the way, the year before that, we did, I think, like 60K in sales. So like we 10x our sales by using this strategy. All right. 2016, we did 817,000 in sales. 2017, we did 1.23 million. Then in 2018, we did 1.472 million. 2019, we did 1.641 million. Okay. And then we actually stopped doing the strategy because we launched Dashlix at the end of 2018 and Dashlix took off. And our whole focus went to Dashlix to serve you guys now. But you can see that this works. Okay. And once again, results like this will not happen for you unless you work for it. I just literally showed you all of my slides, okay, about my company, my agency, my offices, my employees, like my team. This is what comes out of the other side, okay, when you make the whole thing a reality. All right. And let's quickly recap. I'm going to give you guys some freebies too. All right, so secret number one, we showed you guys how to craft an offer. We showed you guys how to create traffic so you can get your first 12 clients the next 30 days and then double that number every month after that. Okay, we showed you guys how to spend less than $150 in the next 30 days to make this all work. In fact, it's less than $110. Okay, all you need is DashClick's account and a Calendly account, and you can make this all work. All right. Now, question for you guys. Did this webinar help you guys? Can you drop a number 3 in the chat? Did this help you in any way, shape, or form? Right? Who's currently using Insta sites in their prospecting and sales strategy? Drop a number 4 in the chat. If you are already using Insta sites, there's a bunch of people that are probably, oh yeah, there you go. Look at the chat. A bunch of people are already using this. How many of you guys that are using it actually have sold websites before? Drop a number 2 in the chat if you've sold a website using Insta sites before, right? A lot of you guys have sold websites. This strategy works. I've used it thousands of times. We sold thousands of websites with this, okay? Now, just a quick pulse check. Drop a number 1 in the chat if you are currently using and subscribed to our $99 DashClicks Pro software. Drop a number 1 in the chat if that is you. Drop a number 2 in the chat if you are not yet using DashClicks Pro. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. I'm just curious. I want to feel the room out. Drop a number 2 in the chat if you're not yet using. Okay, so it's like 50-50 in here. Okay, so here's what I want to do for you guys. I'm going to hook you guys up for spending some time with me today. All right, because I love you guys. So the first thing I'm going to do, somebody from my team is going to drop in a link to our free DashClicks community. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 4 free courses. I'm going to give you guys access to the Funnel Freedom Challenge, which is a 5-day course that will show you how to build funnels. Okay, I'm going to give you guys our proven prospecting system, which this actually goes deeper into this whole strategy. I'm also going to give you guys access to our irresistible sales formula. Okay, which shows you how to actually sell using this strategy, so the sales side of it. And then I'm also going to give you guys access to our white label mastery course, which is going to show you how to resell digital marketing services at scale. Okay, these are completely for free. All you have to do is join our school group. The school group is free. The link is there below. All you have to do is just click. There's like a gold button there that says join community. And that's all you have to do. Okay. And I got one more thing for you because for those of you guys, well, 2 things. For one, just a quick pulse check again. How many of you guys are already using DashClicks? Drop a number 1 in the chat. And if you're not using DashClicks yet, drop a number 3 in the chat. Right? DashClicks Pro, the software side to our company. All right. Here's what I'm going to do to hook you guys up even more. We recently just did a New Year's special, which was 50% off of DashClicks for our annual Pro plan. And then we took it down, I think 24 hours later. I'm going to open this back up for you guys for the next couple of minutes until the webinar is done. I'm going to hang out and do some Q&A with you guys. I'll answer a bunch of questions. Someone from my team is going to drop the link below to get this promo. It's very simple. If you're using DashClicks, if you drop the number 1 and you're already using DashClicks, well, then you're already paying $99 a month to use DashClicks. So instead of paying $99 a month for the next 12 months, which would be $1,200, I'm going to give you half off. So you pay $594 and your DashClicks bill is covered for the whole year, right? So if you plan on using DashClicks, right, that if you're already using DashClicks, well, this is going to save you $600. You can thank me for that. Say thank you, Chad, in the chat, okay? Because I love you guys. And that's what happens when you show up, all right? And on top of that, if you are not using DashClicks, if you drop the number 3 in the chat, well, then this is the perfect chance because instead of paying $99 a month and spending $99 a month for the next 12 months, I'm going to save you $600 too. For those of you guys also that have purchased like promos from us, I see someone asked it in the chat. If you've purchased like Agency Booster Kit, or if you're already on an annual plan, or anything like that where you have like a couple of months, or if you're in our Dash Elite coaching program, whatever it is, right? We will actually add 12 months on top of your existing subscription. So as an example, really simple. If you have 3 months of DashClicks left in whatever promo you bought previously, and you buy this, well, now you're going to have your 3 months. Plus, when that's done, automatically another 12 months will kick in. Our team is going to set it all up for you 100% hands off. So the link, once again, if somebody from my team can drop it below, right? That is going to stay live in here, okay, until the end of this webinar. So stay on the webinar, don't leave because I'm going to do Q&A, but I'm going to hang out for like 15 or 20 minutes. So this literally takes 30 seconds to check out. So if it's something you want, click the link. It's not going to close out the Zoom. Don't worry. It'll open up in another tab. Do your thing. Check out. Okay. And then just hang out. on the webinar. All right. Now, if you guys can, I see that throughout this chat, a bunch of you guys have been dropping in questions, right? And obviously, I didn't get a chance to answer those questions for you yet. So now is the time. Go ahead, drop in questions. I'm going to start with Latoya here, right? And then I'm just going to work my way down, right? So go ahead, drop it in the chat, and I'm going to go through questions. You can ask me any questions you want, by the way. It doesn't have to be related just to this webinar. It can just be anything you want, and I'll try to do my best to assist you guys and help you guys. Okay, and then once again, this promo, once again, because I see people asking, is only going to be available until the end of this webinar. So when I'm done with the webinar, I'm literally going to go into Dashclicks, and I'm going to turn off this funnel page. Okay, this is just a promo I'm doing for those of you guys who showed up live and took action. Okay. Does that sound fair? Cool. Awesome. All right. Latoya asks, when are the funnel templates going to be ready? So we actually just literally built out, I think it was over 100, like a little over 100 funnel templates. They're all done. We should be, I know we said they were supposed to go live like a week ago. We had to build like a back-end little tool for the person on our team that's building all the funnel templates to be able to like push them live globally. And that's kind of what delayed us a little bit. I think that's live. That tool for our employee to do that went live today. So I want to say tomorrow or the next day, when you go into funnels and you go to the templates tab, there's probably gonna be like 100 funnel templates there. Okay, so and they're all free. You can use them. You just literally click the button, it'll drop it into your account, and you can edit it and do all that good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Francie also says the link has courses as an upsell. So there's nothing in the school community. There's 4 courses once again that are free in there, right? So if you just click join group, it's not going to charge you anything. It's totally free, right? And all you have to do is once you get in, you go to the classroom tab and you'll see that there's 4 free courses for you there. Okay. That's for the school community. Okay. What is your retention rate at your agency? Do you use Dashclicks in our own agency? Matt asks. Yes, actually, we do use Dashclicks. Retention rate, I'm not sure because I don't really operate. I haven't operated the agency in like 6 years, to be completely honest. The second we switched over to Dashclicks, 100% of my time went over to Dashclicks. We have one person that's operating social agency full time, and all of our clients are fulfilled through Dashclicks. And obviously, we use our own product. So we have our own dashboard for social agency. All of our clients are in that dashboard. But I would say like a good retention rate. I wouldn't go service industry. Try not to get higher than maybe 20%. If you're losing 20% of your customers month over month, it's not that good, right? And obviously, as you do things at scale, those numbers will fluctuate. So hopefully that makes sense. Nat says, I built my own scraper that scrapes customer data from Google and returns it based on their niche, geographic location. It costs me pennies on the dollar to run around the clock. Will this be something I should continue to use, or would you recommend using D7? That's going to be an educational decision that you're going to have to make. If your scraper is doing great, Matt, then I would run with that. But I mean, D7 is super cheap. One thing I will tell you guys with software, and please take this with the kindest heart, and I'm not saying this to be an asshole. Do not be cheap with softwares. Softwares save you time. They save you money. They make you money, right? And for me, like anything in this life that saves me time and helps me make more money, I will pay anything in the world for, right? It's literally priceless to me, okay? Because my time is the most valuable thing that I have. So anything that will save me time, I will pay exponential amounts of dollars for as long as there's a return, right? So for D7, it's like $50 a month, maybe something like that. It saves you tons of time. I would recommend just doing that and not having to deal with like updating your own softwares and all that stuff. Okay. Sarah asks, will you do any more webinars and a deep dive on the dashboard? I love that question because, in fact, I'm going to be doing webinars every 2 weeks like this. So hopefully we'll be able to hang out together every 2 weeks, and you guys will get notified in the dashboard and by email. And in our school community, we'll send out notifications and all that good stuff. So just kind of make sure to stay inside of the network. And yeah, we'll definitely do a lot more webinars. Alan said, Chad, if we're already part of school, will the courses automatically show up? They sure will, Alan. Just go to the classroom tab. They're already in there. Everybody in school already has them. Okay. Omar asks, can I build my agency from anywhere? 100%. We have people all over the world, almost in every single country using Dashclicks, building their agency. Yes. Sean asks, will we be able to transfer the funnel from high level to DC? Unfortunately, not. It's not as easy as it is. I think even high level built a tool that they used to have that transfers from ClickFunnels to high level and then it stopped working, right? It's very difficult to build because they're different technologies. So to be able to do that transfer is like almost impossible and to keep up with it. So unfortunately not, you would have to just rebuild them. However, we are launching like 100 funnel templates within the next 24 to 48 hours, which probably look a lot better than the ones in high level that you can just grab and just start building from there, right? So hopefully that helps. Do you have an ETA on when you'll be launching SEO keyword tracker back in the dashboard? That is a key component for clients and has been down for a long time. Yeah, we took it out. The API, Matt, that we were using, funny enough, just went out of business one day and didn't even tell anybody, right? And it affected a lot of businesses that were plugged into that API. So we had to take down that software. We decided to move it into this year, so we have to rebuild it from scratch, or rebuild the endpoints for it. So maybe at some point this year, but it'll definitely be back. I know it's on our roadmap. The free courses are free if I take the offer. Yeah, once again, guys, the courses in school are free. They're inside of the classroom tab. There's 4 in there for you. Very simple. You just click join and you're in. Bang. All right. Who are the perfect prospects to approach to send insights to? We used to love, I mean, for us, we would target a lot of home services. So like plumbers, roofers, solar, like all that whole community. Frank asks, how do you handle Insights prospects who want more website modifications? Great question. One, you can either charge them to do it, which is what we used to do. It's $129 an hour to do website changes, or they can do it themselves because it's a drag and drop builder. So once you buy them a website, you can give them access to a sub account for free in your Dashlix Pro account. And then they can manage their own website and edit their own website using the editor, right? So those are the 2 options. Robert asks, is there a way to automate the completion of a website? Yeah, you can. If you're doing, you can do one option is bulk, so you can upload a CSV file into Insights and automate that. You can use deal automations, which when you move a deal from one stage to another in your sales pipeline, you can automatically build an Insight. So you can use deal automations in the Deals app, and you can also use Zapier, right? So you can zap and build an Insight automatically as well. And we also have a widget that you can add. So if you go into Insights and on the top right-hand side, you will see a little Insights automations widget. So if you create this, then we give you a widget that you add to your website. It's a form. Somebody fills out that form, will automatically build the website too. So many different ways you can do that, right? Let's see. Somebody said, where are these funnels? InstaSites is in InstaSites. You just go right over here and you click on InstaSites. That's the tool that we're talking about. Funnels is a different app, and that's going to be right over here in Funnels. All right. Is there a way to get a list of businesses that could potential lead can be placed in a dialer? I don't know the answer to that question, but once again, if you go to D7, you just scrape the data, you can load it into Call Tools, which is a dialer. Will you be fulfilling LinkedIn ads in the near future? Maybe in the future. Who knows? But I don't think it's on the roadmap for this year. We don't really get a lot of demand for it, to be honest. Nathan asks, what would you say if somebody stated the free website is deceiving, saying this is free of charge? So we've had tons of rebuttals for that, right? So we would say that the website's totally free of charge. Usually we charge $3K to build a custom website like this. It's just an activation fee. So we used to charge them like $199, the one-time activation fee, and $25 a month for hosting an SSL certificate and access to the drag and drop builder. So you can do that, or you can say the website's free. It's available if it's incorporated in any one of our plans. So kind of like a bundle, right? If you use us for SEO, you get this $3,000 website totally free, right? So there's many different ways that you can spin it off, but we were just using the first way and it worked. You'll have people that say it, but I mean, we sold thousands of them, so it worked. Sorry if you said what's the price, Lauren. Just let me know, I guess, what price you're referring to, and I'll help you out there. Steven asked, when is the app going to be available and how do we access it? So the mobile app, there's 2 mobile apps. There's a DashClicks mobile app that's available right now on iOS and Android. That's free. Just go get the DashClicks app, like everything, most of the stuff that you can do in the regular web version. Like if you download the app, I'm in the app. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm in the mobile app almost every single day. Right. That's kind of where I live and use Dashclicks. Because I like to hang out at night on my bed. And I look at my CRM, I look at reports, I look at my funnel stats and all that stuff. So most of the stuff can be done on the mobile app. We have a white labeled mobile app. So all of your sub accounts this week are going to be able to access the white labeled mobile app, which is called Team CRM. That's basically the white labeled version of it. It's Team CRM, one word. For you guys, I'll actually tell you because we're going to make the announcement. We're just waiting for Google Play to approve it. It's just got approved today in iOS. So if you go to iOS and you just type in Team CRM, you'll see it's basically like a purple icon with a rocket ship on it. That is the white labeled version that your sub accounts would use to log into Dashclicks to their sub account. And they can have all of this stuff on their mobile app, and there's nothing about Dashclicks on there. It's all white labeled. Okay. The Google Play version of that is going to be hopefully releasing at any moment, any minute. We're just waiting for Google to approve it because it's a brand new app. Okay, so hopefully very soon. Where do I go in order to sign up for the offer if I already have Dashclicks? So Larry, there will be if somebody from my team can drop the link down below for the 50% off annual plan. You can just use that, and that link will take you straight there. And once again, if you already have an offer that you've signed up for, this will just stack on top of it. So once again, as an example, if you have 2 months left or 6 months left on your plan, that's fine. We're going to add another 12 months on top of that. So whenever that renews, instead of paying $99 a month again after that offer, right, you'd get it for free for 12 months. Okay. Gary asks, when will all sales funnels templates be available? I answered that already. And how many Insta reports come with Dashclicks Pro? So Insta reports is just kind of like a pay a la carte. I think it's 25 cents every time you run a report, but you can run unlimited reports. Whereas in our old version of Dashclicks, you are limited to the amount of reports that you can run per month. So you can now run unlimited reports, you just have to pay for them a la carte. Okay. Can you clarify the process after getting the sale on the websites? Is that website a product? What do you charge them? Great question, Peter. This is actually all available in depth in the Irresistible Sales Formula course that's inside of school, right? So I'm not going to go too into that. There's a whole video training on that, okay, that will help you out with that. So Irresistible Sales Formula in the classroom tab inside of the free school community, all right? What's happening with Dashclicks education? John asks. We're moving everything over into school. We like it. It's a cool community platform, and it allows us to connect with you guys and meet to do cool stuff. It's just way more engaging. So that's pretty much that. We'll be doing like a global move within the next month or so, and we'll email all you guys who have purchased courses from us and stuff like that in the past. It will all be available inside of school. So just one place for everything. So if you're not in school yet, go there. Free community, free courses. There's obviously some paid courses in there, so you'll see there some of them are locked because not everything in life is free. Just being honest with you guys, but there's 4 in there that are free that I gave you guys, so it's unlocked in there right now. All right, how does InstaSite work if you want to deploy multiple locations? Do you pay for each deployed location? Yeah, it's just per site, right? So you pay per site. That's what it is. Is InstaSites included in the Dashclicks Pro plan? Yeah, you have access to build InstaSites inside of Dashclicks Pro. Every time you build an Insta I believe it's 10 cents because we get hit with fees on our end to process those and build those and do all that stuff because we're literally building like a 20-30 page website in seconds, right? So, but it is available. You can build unlimited Insta as needed. Sarah said it's not letting me complete my order. Best thing to do, Sarah, for whatever reason, if anybody's having issues completing your order, if you just open up a live chat and just tell them that you were just on the webinar, and if you're having any process completing the order, they'll hook you up and do it manually for you and they'll still validate the offer for you. Okay, Sarah? So hopefully if anybody else is having that issue. Looks like it is working. Janita said I took advantage of the $5.94 offer. Cool. So it looks like it is working. So that's definitely not a global issue, but if you're having issues, open up a live chat. Let's see. Is the app live? How do we access it? So that I already answered. Are you going to offer funnel fulfillment or just templates? So we're not doing any funnel fulfillment. It was a headache. We did in the past. Wasn't scalable for us. It was just too much of a headache. So we're just focusing on building as much free templates as we can for you guys. Okay. Sam asks, what's the average monthly recurring cost that we should invoice customers or the recommended pricing / package to establish long-term customers we don't want to cancel after a month? If you're talking about Insta sites directly, we used to charge about $199 one-time setup fee to cover upfront costs and stuff like that. We played around with higher ticket like $299, $399, $499, $595. We found that just $199 at volume worked great. And then we used to charge them $49 per month, and that used to be for like hosting and stuff like that. And you're not really going to get pushback on that because look, the reality is to build a website, it could cost thousands of dollars to build like a custom website like that, right? Um, how much you sell the sites for, and can you please explain the edit the site again? Yeah, so I just explained what we used to sell the sites for. To edit the sites is pretty simple. So once you buy an Insta site, it will automatically send a white label invitation to that customer, whoever you bought the Insta site for, and they'll have access to their own Dashclicks white labeled sub account. So once again, nothing about Dashclicks, all white labeled. And within there, inside of the Sites app, so if they just go to the Sites app right here, they go to the Sites app, they'll have access to edit their website there. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Assuming the prospect likes the Insta site, we recommended them on how much we should be charging on a monthly basis. Yeah, so we just went over that too. What do you say about agencies in the Middle East, specifically Dubai? Dude, we have people all over the world using Dashlink, so that's definitely not a problem. Let's see. If we do SEO and they do not use our website, will it still be linked? Yeah, that's totally fine. You can do SEO on websites, even if they're not using Insta sites. Not a problem. We work on any content management platform, Wix, WordPress, all that good stuff, anything. Where is the link to get the Dashclicks promotion for this webinar? Larry asks. You'll see a bit.ly link. So if somebody from my team, once again, can just drop that below to make sure that that's there before we close out the webinar. We're getting close to closing out, by the way, guys. So please, if you do want to purchase that, do it now because that offer is going to get closed out when I'm done here. Let's see. Can you white label the logo on the team CRM? No, unfortunately, it's kind of like a generic white label. But probably in the future we'll have the ability to like fully white label it with your logo and stuff like that. Yeah, Bass, is a 50% offer for 1 month only, or would it apply to the 12 months? So it's literally if you pay, it's $594, I think it is. And that's for 1 year of Dashclicks. So you pay one time and you basically don't have to pay for Dashclicks for 12 months. And if you think about it, if you divide that $594 by 12, it's like $50 a month you're paying for Dashclicks, which is nothing. How can we rerun an Insta site? I think there should be an option to rerun it. If not, just your best thing to do is just create it, just go select the content and run it again. Let's see. What else we got? Could you please share your thoughts on the agency market? Yes, we went over that. Let's see. I thought site setup was $99 or something like that. Yeah, so Insta Sites is a one-time fee of $99 and then $25 per month. We recommend usually charging for Insta Sites at least 2x to 5x what we're charging. I'm seeing some great because we have a lot of people in our coaching program and other programs that we see people messaging me all the time. I see people selling these Insta Sites for thousands of dollars. They're just straight up selling a website for like $5,000, $3,000. So like you guys don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing. You can sell it for whatever you want. There's no limitation, right? Just to make sure everybody's on the same page here. All right. Do you have a tutorial to show how to integrate a real estate agent's IDX? I don't have one on me, but I can tell you because we do get this question a lot. As long as you have like an iframe from the IDX feed or something like that, you can just add it straight in. There's a little block on the Insta site. I think it's called like HTML or code or something like that. You just drag it on, and then in there you just copy and paste the iframe, and that's it. And you should be able to go live. There's no like actual like integration if that's what you're looking for. Let's see. Chad, what's the main difference between a free version of Dashlix and the pro version of Dashlix? So the free version, you can only use the fulfillment center. So after the 14-day trial, you'll only have access to the fulfillment center, which basically means you can purchase fulfillment services, you can purchase websites and things like that, but you can't use the software side. And that's Dashlix Pro. And the software is basically everything kind of that you're looking at here. It's all this stuff aside from the fulfillment center. Okay. The fulfillment center is always free to access because we have the whole second half to our company, which is just fulfillment. There are people that use us that are maybe already using other CRMs or something, right? That just use us for fulfillment. So if you want to do that, you can still do that. But if you want to use the software, it's 99 bucks a month, and unlimited sub accounts too, which is great. You might have already answered. Can we repair their current websites, not from Insights? Not sure what you meant there. You want to try to maybe rephrase that, I will answer that. Janita says Dashlix has been great so far. Thank you. Let's see. We got a bunch of stuff coming in. I have different emails on school, DC education. Will that affect the transfer? I don't think so. But if you have any issues, you can always open up a live chat. We'll be able to use the funnel templates to build sites similar to InstaSites. Great question, actually. In fact, all of the websites that we have on InstaSites, if you filter out by landing page, there's 101 of them. All of these, most of them, in fact, are already built as a funnel template, which is really cool. So yes, the answer is yes, you will be able to do that, which is a great question. Michael said one $100 per month covers the cost. Dashlix is the easiest, most affordable white label option for digital fulfillment, period. Just buy it and and get to work. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. I would just say go buy it because it's like $100 is nothing. Some of you guys, I think, underestimate. I think as we're in 2024, maybe like I take it for granted. I don't take it for granted, but some of you guys take it for granted, like the power of what Dashlix can really do at the cost that it is, right? Especially with this offer, it's $594 and it's 50% off of $1,200. It's $594. It's like $50 a month, and you get like a funnel builder, you get InstaSites, you get reputation management. You get inbound to manage all your inbound leads. You get InstaSites, Insta reports. You get a form builder. You get a CRM system to manage all your contacts. You get sales pipelines. You get live chat, two-way text, two-way emails. You get a billing app to manage all of your billing and integrate it with Stripe. You get a templates app. You get a project management system. You get analytics, right? You get a dashboard. You have a full fulfillment center. Like, dude, and we're adding more and more and more. So it's like, and you get unlimited sub accounts, right? So let's not talk about that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you get inside of Dashlix. Can we sell a single funnel template to clients by industry? You sure can. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't be able to do that. By the way, we also have, if you go to funnels, there's a share button at the top. You can share funnel templates. Right now, there's the ability to share funnel templates between agency to agency. I think also if you use that same link, it will say Dashlix, so it's not white labeled yet. And I think we like also give you like a little caution before you share it. But I think we're also coming out with like a white labeled version where you can just take the funnel that you create from your account and just dump it straight into one of your sub accounts, right? So somebody can like pay you and then you can like transfer the funnel into their account. So I know that that feature is going to be coming this, next couple months too. If they didn't, Stefan asked, if they didn't purchase a site from us and from another company in the past, and our Insta report shows that fixes recommendation, can we fix those issues without needing to sell them a new site? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to buy an Insta site for everybody. But yeah, you can definitely do that. I don't see why not. What would you suggest after getting them the free website to move them up the value ladder? So in the proven prospecting systems training, we go over the whole value ladder. So there's like the PDF of it, and it shows you all the products. So, and that's a free training inside of the school community in the classroom tab. So go check it out. I think it's either in Irresistible Sales Formula or the sales something. I forgot. I'm going brain dead, but irresistible sales formula or proven prospecting system. Just check one of those. The training should be in there. When do we get a Slack channel and how does that work when client starts with SEO or ads? So usually within 24 hours, you'll get access to your own Slack channel, and we assign a dedicated account executive or account manager to your account that will work with you, basically kind of be the liaison in case you need anything. So for some reason you ordered like SEO services and ads, and for whatever reason you didn't get that, open up a live chat, and our team will send that over to you instantly. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Sam said, does this include an agency website? Can we add our own services to our agency site? Yeah, we have agency websites. It doesn't include an agency website, but that's one of the add-ons that we have in Dashlink. So if you go to sites, this is probably one of our number one sellers, I think, in our whole platform is our agency website. We have like dozens of agency website templates. Like we just scroll down here, and let's just say you pick one. You can preview them all, right, and see what it looks like. I just like to go to the desktop version, and it already has all the services. It's already integrated with your login to DashClicks. It's got DashClicks case studies already integrated on. Like everything's already built out, and it's 122 bucks. So it's as simple as that. You just pick a template that you like, you click purchase, and you check out, and you're done, and your website's active, and you have an agency website right now. It's pretty cool. And if you need help, our team will set up your custom domain name and open up that live chat. If you need help. They'll set it up for you, and literally within 5 or 10 minutes, your website will probably be live. Does it still do advertising? Does it still do advertising on their sub accounts? I don't know what that means. Like SEO. If you can re-ask that question. How do we charge them to fix issues identified on their current websites and Insta reports? Like if you're a web developer and you want to go into their website and fix changes, what we used to do in our agency is 129 bucks an hour. However long it takes is what we bill them. Let's see. By the way, guys, I see that there's a lot of people purchasing because I see in the thread here and in the chat. Some of you guys, it's not going through. Gil just basically said like sometimes just the banks will block your transaction because it's a couple $100. All you have to do is just call your bank and tell them that the transaction's fine, and they'll let it go through. Just go and retry it again. If for whatever reason the page is closed and you can't access that page after the webinar, just open up a live chat and our team will take care of it for you. So don't worry about it, okay? Let's see. I have a couple prospects that like their current sites, and Insta report is recommending certain fixes. Got it. Yeah, so that makes sense. Do you provide Bing ad services? We do not, unfortunately. Why isn't there an agency for Insta sites? Oh, for other agencies. Yeah, that's a good question. I just think we limit it to only agencies can use that in Dashlix. I don't think we want agencies like reselling agency templates to other people when it makes sense. Cool. What other questions you guys got? I'm gonna hang out for like maybe a couple more minutes, and then we'll jump off. I'm glad I stayed on to do Q&A. Once again, guys, I still see questions about the offer that we presented. It's pretty simple. It's 50% off our annual plan. So instead of paying $1,200 a year, you pay $594. Pay it one time, $594, and literally we unlock your account for 12 months. It's that simple, super simple, right? If you already have offers, very simple. We just add it on top, right? So if you already have a couple months left of your Dashlix subscription, or if you're in the middle of a paid month of Dashlix, like don't worry, you're not going to lose anything that you've already paid for. Our team just adds it on top of what you already have. Okay, so don't worry about losing something or being in the middle of a month. Maybe your Dashlix $99 subscription just renewed like a week ago and you have 3 weeks left, and don't worry about that. You don't lose anything. It will just get added on top of that. So whenever the month ends, instead of getting charged next month, you get it for free for a year. All right, so hopefully that makes sense and clears things up. Do you think we can white label the fixes for the content site? Can we charge them $200 an hour and Dashlix takes $129? And we don't do like website maintenance or fixes or anything like that. unfortunately. Sarah said the old video I watched said that you said that if you buy a web page, then at the end of their sub account at the top, it will say that we can do more like Google Ads, SEO. The old video, I'm not sure. But you can once again when you buy them an Insta site, they get access to dash clicks because they need to edit their website, right? So hopefully that helps. I have developed marketing. What advice can you give me to start your own marketing agency that I have no money to invest? My recommendation, especially for a lot of people in the marketing space, they're just getting started that just don't have the funds. You got to get your first client. You need to just like that's the euphoric moment, that's the light bulb moment, that's like what changes everything. You just have to get your first client because once you get your first client, it becomes a reality, and you really are not a business, unfortunately, until you start running credit cards, right? So once you run that first credit card, you get that euphoric moment of like, holy shit, like this actually works. This is pretty cool. Like I think I can do this again and again and again. And then sure enough, you have your own business, right? So my recommendation is just grind as much as you can at the beginning. Like you saw when I was sitting at my parents' house when I started my agency, I started with $0. Our company makes millions of dollars a year. I started with $0. Um, right? So there's no reason why I could do it and you can't. I started off in the same situation as you, right? So you should definitely be able to do that. Okay. What other questions we got before we close out? Once again, guys, Gil, if you can drop the link in the chat, last call. We're gonna do a last call for that 50% off promo. If you are thinking about it, I don't even know why you're thinking. Because if you're going to use Dashflix anyways, you're going to pay, and you're most likely going to stay with us for a long time, and you're going to end up spending double the amount for no reason. So get the promo now. Once again, this is to hook you guys up, spending the time on. Once again, how many of you guys liked it? We with the like, was this webinar help you? Did it help you? Did it help you? Because I'm going to be doing this every 2 weeks. Would you guys come hang out with me every 2 weeks if I did this? Can we get like a little community together of just like because I like to see repetitive people come on webinars. Dude, it lights me up. Just a little. Let me do a little quick poll. If I did this every 2 weeks, let's say on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. EST, would you guys show up every 2 weeks? If this was a free webinar, drop a number 3 in the chat if you would. A lot of you guys. Cool. Okay. All right. Looks like I need to start creating a content calendar for you guys. Somebody said it's a date. All right, I love it, guys. All right. Last call. I'm closing out. Gil, drop the link in. I'm gonna close this call out. Whoever is still on the edge and not sure, my opinion to you is just click that link that Gil just dropped in the chat right now and leave that tab open. I'm gonna leave the tab open for 15 minutes for you guys, okay? Because I know some people are still having issues checking out and stuff like that. That tab will be open for 15 minutes. If you see the page up, then it is available. Okay. If it redirects you to another page that says this offer has ended, then you know it's not available. And please do not open a live chat asking if you can buy it after. Once again, I'm doing this to hook you up. My team already hates me for doing 50% off offers. Do not let them hate me more. Okay. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Make sure to join the school community. Gil, drop the school community below. The link. Join the school community. Boom, the link is right there below, school.com/dashclicks. Okay, jump in there. There's a bunch of free education I'm giving, free courses and all that stuff. It's free. You never have to use your credit card, okay? Just go in there, all right? And then once again, 50% off offer in the chat. 1, 2, 3, bang. It's like magic, or kind of bang. Come on, Gil. Bang, there we go. Okay, if you're on the edge for whatever reason, click on the link and leave the tab open and think about it for the next 15 minutes. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys. I will hopefully see you guys again in the next 2 weeks. And we will talk soon. Have a good one, everyone.